So baby, dry your eyes, save all the tears you've cried. Oh, that's what dreams are made of. 'Cause we belong in a world that must be strong. Oh, that's what dreams are made of. So baby, dry your eyes, save all the tears you've cried. Oh, that's what dreams are made of. Oh, baby, we belong in a world that must be strong. Oh, that's what dreams are made of.
Welcome to Mr. Motocross Stars and Legends Charity Dinner. Now tonight we are going to see Australian motocross history, the first time ever that the 7 Mr. Motocross guys that have won Mr. Motocross titles have come together all under the one roof. We have many Australian legends here tonight, and where else would it be but the magnificent Crown Casino in the Palladium Room. Now I'm really looking forward to tonight, so let's go in and have a great night.
The heat turned on and the windows down. She's hell on wheels, telling everyone how good it feels. Might be the she-wolf knocking on my door.
This here, 1976, 1977, 1978, the winning Mr. Motocross rider actually got, these are actually oil paintings that were given to the riders. So we've got 1976, 1977 and 1978, and they are here today, part of this great event.
Still with her knees, she's got both hands free. Use your cruise control, you know, reaching.
Okay, Roscoe Holan has done an amazing job tonight, and this is also amazing. This is the original mould that the Mr. Motocross trophies were actually made. Now, today, when we opened this mould, this statue was actually inside the mould, and no one knew it was actually there until we actually opened it today, and there is an original Mr. Motocross trophy. Great part of Australian history. Okay, one of the prize live auctions tonight, this fantastic Bultaco motorcycle is being auctioned off tonight. Now this is a brand new Bultaco Pasang that has never been started. It is brand new, so this is going to be auctioned off tonight. It's going to be a great night. It's going to be amazing to see who gets this.
That's right. Rev it up, little boy, and ride. She said, let's ride. Rev it up, little boy, and ride.
Okay, part of tonight's events, we've also got a silent auction happening down here. Now we've got the nostalgia of Craig Dack's race pants to the modern day Chad Reed's side plate. So we've got a lot of Australian history here. We've got Vaughan Styles' jersey, we've got Stephen Gall's jerseys signed, we've got Phil Robinson, we've got a pair of Chad Reed's Suzuki pants when he rode for Suzuki, Team Marlborough shirts. We got Golden Breed tops, the original ones that Anthony Gunter and Trevor Williams rode in. Another top from Stephen Gall. We've got signed helmets, signed number plates. Craig Dack's #1 jersey, Go the Rat, Matt Moss. So these are all silent auctions that is towards the Kids for Challenge. Okay, this magnificent Pepsi can that was a promotion when Pepsi sponsored Mr. Motocross, and there it is, it's an original can of Pepsi. We have Chad Reed's front end off his 22 motorsport bike, the Honda, and that's going to be auctioned off tonight as well. Tonight's entertainment is we're going to have silent auctions down the back there and also some live auctions tonight. Now, this is incredible. We have got a brand new Bultaco Pasang over there that has never been started. You can see behind me all these wonderful Mr. Motocross trophies that are going to be presented to the riders tonight. Also some fantastic live auctions here. We've got jerseys signed, we've got helmets signed, we've got Chad Reed's front end over here. Going to be a fantastic night, can't wait.
Screeches and swerves, screwing up my nerves. Start flying across the sea, pulling me close at every curve. Just use your body, she says, don't hitchhike. When you ride with me, little boy, take it any way you like. She said, let's ride. Rev it up, little boy, and ride. She said, let's ride. Rev it up, little boy, and ride. She said, ride. Rev it up, little boy, and ride. She said, ride. Rev it up, little boy, and ride.
Here, the main man, Roscoe Holden, who is the brainchild behind this great event. Roscoe, what, how and when did you decide to do this?
Basically became after an event we ran in Broadford, which was the Mr. Motor, it was a Honda reunion, and we had a trophy on display, which was Ray Vandenberg's, and young Gary Flood looked up to it and said, we never got one of those, so I thought it'd be a good idea to try and put something together.
Fantastic. And so tonight we are presenting Trevor Flood and Gary Flood, Anthony Gunter
and Craig Dack.
And Craig Dack with their Mr. Motocross trophies.
They never received. So it's been a 2-year labour of love. Obviously we can see the results coming out now. I'm the corporate office of one, and I had a fabulous time. The comments and the accolades have been a bit humbling. Facebook has been a wonderful thing. It's not a negative if it's used in the right way, and we've had some wonderful photos being shown. And as you know, it's really rekindled, and as you can see here, it's brought back the passion of what that period was, which is the greatest period of motorcycling history for motocross here in Australia. And basically, I just felt that it was just a nice thing to do, and as an industry, pretty well most people want to take or get something for nothing, and I'm a lot better going the other way and giving back. So believe in the old. I'm a bit old school, and the manners and respect is very high on my agenda in relation to how we treat people, and that just sort of stems from my mum and how you're raised. And I'm excited. I'm as excited as anyone else.
Oh mate, it is a great night. The vibe here tonight is just unbelievable. We got Craig Dack walking around, Stephen Gall, all Ray Vandenberg, all the old-time legends are here tonight in one area. They were so fierce competitors in their day, but now they are just great mates. Yeah,
and that's the thing with time. I think we've all probably got a bit of history with each other, and I guess one thing I tried to encourage is that we all know the old adage is you need to move on. And most of these people, there were fierce rivals in the day, and we know the conquest of the Gall and Dack and Gunters, and everyone really, every one of those guys did battles with them all, but they're all sitting here already, and they're already bouncing off each other when we had a meeting at 2:30 today, and that shows an excitement that is basically inside them. It's something that can't be taken away. That was their life.
Now I can't not mention this. You've done a fantastic thing organising this tonight, but also too the money that we are raising for Challenge for Kids for Cancer. How does that all come about?
Well, I have a friend who's involved with Challenge, and then Jeff Leeske runs a Ride for Kids event, and it's to challenge, and I don't think there's anyone on this planet, Macca, that's had not been involved with cancer, and it's an unfortunate thing, but I just don't want to see, I mean, what do we say about kids? It's a terrible thing when you walk through to a hospital and, you know, you're underprepared to see a child with cancer. And I had that experience in '98 when I lived in America, and I had 5 friends with cancer, and I was going through treatment with them and saw what they went through. But one thing I wasn't prepared for was walking through the hospital doors and seeing children there. And that sort of stuck in my mind, and I go, okay, well, this all sort of fits, and I guess it's that fabulous word called karma. It's meant to be.
Okay, well look, on behalf of everyone here tonight and behalf of the Australian motocross community, mate, thank you very much for what you've done. Everyone is just having a great time, and we look forward to see what's going to happen tonight later on. Thanks, Roscoe.
Thank you, Macca.
Good on you. Okay, look who I found in the crowd. It is Craig Dack and Vaughan Styles. Guys, what are you expecting about tonight?
Well, it won't be like it was in the 80s, that's for sure. It'll be probably a little bit more friendly and a few beers and talk about how good we were, I guess.
Where are you?
I'm just looking forward to catching up with a lot of guys I haven't seen for a long time. Some of the guys I see on a reasonably regular basis, but there's guys I haven't seen for 25 plus years.
Yeah, okay. And who's some of the guys you haven't seen for a long time?
Oh, geez, there's lots, you know, like, you know, I saw Vaughan a couple of weeks ago, but prior to that I hadn't seen him for 10 years maybe or something like that, or 6 years. But, you know, there's Trevor Williams I just bumped into, Lyndon Heffman I just bumped into. You know, I've already seen Vince Tesoriero, so I've just got here, so I'm, you know, seeing all these old wrinkly heads everywhere.
Yeah, so far it's the night is young, but it's just a great atmosphere, great feeling. What are some of your main memories of the olden days?
Well, I guess just the racing itself was so aggressive and a lot more contact than it is these days. I remember back in the indoor supercross that we had in the Mr. Motocross series, there was certainly a lot more biff and barge than there was. I don't know what Vaughan thinks, but that's my main memory.
Well, I mean, I think it was a lot less professional back then because we were all running our own teams, I guess, and trying to get sponsorship off, I guess, the main distributors and things like that, but it wasn't like it is now. I mean, a lot of these guys were never close friends or anything like that when we were racing because we had to go out and, you know, try and win races against each other. I mean, hopefully 25...
To live another week.
Yeah, that's right, exactly.
To get enough fuel to go to the next race.
That's
yeah.
right.
But it is great to see. I mean, you were fierce competitors in your day, but to see everyone gather tonight and great camaraderie is just amazing.
I guess that's the beauty about, one of the lucky things that both, you know, Vaughan and I have been very successful in what we did in our professional career, but to be able to come back all these years later in a different, you know, a different way and a different feeling, it's quite a special feeling, that's for sure.
Now, we've got one of your old bikes here tonight, and I believe maybe there might be one of yours here tonight, no?
We found out it wasn't one of my bikes. I think Neville Cuts' bike, right. So we've worked that out. But look, it's going to be great to see all those old bikes, you know. To be honest, I've sort of tried to keep riding the modern day bikes, not the older bikes, so it'd be great to see those old bikes. And
Okay, one final question. Do you wish you had the bikes of today when you were riding back in those days?
Shit, yeah. You just have to look and they go where you look these days. Yeah. I mean, I've got my old bike here and we've had it in our workshop at work, and you know, we're only looking at the thing the other day and the foot pegs look like, you know, rulers, and the forks look like pencils, you know, compared to the modern day bike. You look at it, it looks like you just break them in half, but I guess it's a different world now, isn't it?
Okay, Craig Dack, Vaughan Styles, thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Have a great night.
We will, thank you.
Okay, we've got a few here tonight. Now we've got Australian mini bike champion Les Barfoot. We've got Darren Wells here, Mark Hill, and also Christian, which is thanks for that. That's all right. No worries. Goof's stepson. All right. So now, Darren, I believe that you've got a bit of a story to tell.
Well, yeah, a little bit of a story. I started racing mini bikes back in the early 70s and then got into motocross, and fortunately enough I worked my way up to A grade and rode in Mr. Motocross, and then went from there into off-road buggy racing, so which is very similar to motocross, but in buggies. And I was lucky enough to win the Australian Championship a couple of times with that, and then of course I got out of that and went into indoor stadium racing, and I won that 3 times as well. So I've been pretty fortunate in the cars and the bikes and the mini bikes.
Okay, tell us quickly the story. There's about a story about you and Glenn Bell or something in your car. You took him for a drive.
Well, Glenn Bell and I were both sponsored by Yokohama, and we were long-serving members of the Yokohama off-road team, you know, and he was riding motocross, and of course I was driving cars, and we did a lot of drive days together, and Glenn came along to one of the ride days at Parramatta Raceway once when we had an indoor stadium track set up, and I said to Glenn, do you want to jump in and have a ride with me? And Glenn said that'd be fantastic. So yeah, I took Glenn in the buggy with me, and he just said to me, Wellsy, can I make more money out of doing this than riding motorbikes? And I knew how much he was getting paid, and I knew how much I was getting paid, and I said, stay on the bike, son.
All right, well, guys, enjoy your night. It's going to be a fantastic night. Thank you. Okay, and found AJ from VMX Magazine. Here, hey, AJ.
How you going, Macca?
Good. Mate, we haven't even gone inside yet, and the place is buzzing. What do you think?
It's huge. I think Roscoe's done a fabulous job to get everybody together. Seeing people we haven't seen in yonks. It's really good, and it's fantastic to see such a celebration after all those years.
It's quite a unique part of Australian motocross history that to see all the riders here tonight is just amazing.
It certainly is. You know, I went to Miss Motocross in the 70s, just like everyone else, on the side of the hill at Amaru Park, and it's just fabulous to see all these people. A bit strange to see them in suits.
Absolutely, like myself, anyway.
Like all of us.
AJ, you enjoy your night, and I'm sure you're going to have a great time.
Thanks, Macca.
No worries. Cheers. Okay, here with Australian legend, mate, Mr. Motocross, Anthony Gunter. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, mate.
Mate, what a great night. We haven't even gone inside yet, and it's just unbelievable.
It's going to be an awesome night. You got to take your hat off to Roscoe. He's put a lot of effort into this event. It's good to see so many people turn up for it. A lot of people that we haven't seen for years and years and years, and it's just going to be the best night.
It's absolutely sensational, and also too, we are raising money for the Challenge Foundation, which is a great thing. And also, there is just so many people here, and you've also brought along a couple of your old bikes.
Yeah, that's right. I brought my 79 model RM Suzuki, which you've seen me ride at Classic Dirt a couple of times, and also my SR 500 Kawasaki factory bike, which is a 81 model, so it's fully restored, and I got it over there. It looks pretty good.
It looks sensational. Mate, we won't hold you up any longer. Enjoy your night, and I hope you have a great time.
Okay, thanks, Macca.
Cheers. Here with Australian Mr. Motocross legend, Stephen Gall. How are you, Stephen?
Very good, thank you.
Mate, tell me about the night so far.
Well, the night's excellent. It's great to see so many people get together from that era of the Mr. Motocross series, and seeing some great old faces, and just really good to catch up with everyone.
Like, we haven't even gone inside yet, and the night is just unbelievable. Who here haven't you seen for like a long time, and you've gone, oh wow, there's so-and-so?
Well, there's so many names. There really is. Like, I haven't seen the Kramers for a while. Dale and Kim Britton from WA, just to name a couple of names. Trevor Brooks. Even Darryl Willoughby. It's been a few years since I've seen Darryl, so it's really good to catch up with everyone. It's great.
I bet you didn't recognise anyone because they're all wearing suits.
That is a little unusual, isn't it? No, it's a great night. Really
it is unusual. And also too, don't forget tonight we're actually raising money for the Challenge Foundation, which is it's a great cause. So I mean, Roscoe has just done an amazing job.
He has. He really has. It's been a great job by Roscoe Holden to put it all together. He's worked so hard for a couple of years on this. There's a real credit to him.
Yeah. All right, Stephen, I won't hold you up any longer. We're about to go in.
Thank you.
But thanks for your time and enjoy your night.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Right.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Guess who else I found? Dave Armstrong. How are you, David?
Very well, thank you.
Commonly known as the party boy in his day. Right, are we expecting any party tricks tonight from you, mate?
No, that was a long time ago now. I'm just old.
Okay, what do you think about tonight? We've just arrived and it's a great atmosphere. We've got all these legends showing up. And what's your thoughts on tonight?
I think it's the most brilliant thing. When I heard about it, I booked my airfares, booked my accommodation, bought my tickets. I just thought it was the greatest thing. But there's guys here that I used to look up to when I was a kid, and there's probably, hopefully there might be some guys here that looked up to me. I'm not sure, but it's just an amazing thing. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, it's great. Look, I've had the privilege to actually go and have it inside and have a bit of a look, and it is amazing what Roscoe has put together as far as the auction items and all that sort of stuff. And also too, a lot of you guys have actually donated a lot of stuff to help out a great cause.
Look, it's brilliant. I mean, the guy needs a medal for putting this on. If he hadn't have done it, no one would have done it. And everyone you talk to is just so excited to be here, so it's going to be fantastic.
Okay, now I've been asking this question to everyone that I've spoken to. Do you wish you had the modern day bike of today back in the day when you were riding?
Actually, that's a pretty good question, because I've got a couple of older bikes. I've got an 84 CR500 I built and an 89 CR500, and it's still nowhere near as good as my latest model SX KTM 450. I just love riding it. And so, yeah, I would love to have a modern bike in the old days.
All right, David, you have a great night, and we'll catch up with you later. Good on you. Thank you. Okay, found young, well, probably old now, Dean Bird. How are you, Dean?
Yeah, good, Macca. Thanks. It's great to be here. Awesome event, and just thanks to Roscoe Holden for putting on this show. It's great to catch up with everyone.
Mate, what an absolutely amazing event tonight. There is so many people here riding from the day. Guys like Mark Hill, who's just walked past us now. Who here haven't you seen for a long time?
Oh, well, to tell you the truth, most of the guys that I haven't seen for a long time, I guess, I do a bit of vintage bikes, you know, the old bikes, and catch up with a few guys there. But probably I haven't seen Dacky probably since 1988, so I'll probably have a chat to him later on. And, you know, I see Leesky now and then, but there's a lot of guys that I'll see that I probably missed and I haven't seen for a long time, you know. It's a great event, and we don't get a chance to catch up, so that's why, you know, it's so good to catch up with everyone here.
Yeah, I think this is a once in a lifetime experience, and we haven't even gone inside yet, and the night is just, it's insane. It's just everyone's having a great time.
Yeah, that's right. Like, there's no pressure here. It's just fun, you know. We're all here to have fun and catch up, reminisce maybe, and I guess later on everyone will say how good they were, and they'll get better as the night goes on, no doubt.
Okay, Dean, it's great to see you again. Thanks for your time, and enjoy the night. Found another legend here in Ray Goof Vandenberg. How are you, Goof?
I'm well, Macca. What's going on, mate?
Oh, mate, I'm just really excited about tonight. Mate, we've only just got here and the place is buzzing.
It's a little bit of an occasion. What do you reckon?
I think it's great, mate. Your old bike is here. Tell us a story about that.
Well, my bike that went missing in '83, hadn't seen for 30 odd years, and a great bunch of mates, Roscoe being the ringleader, came up with the idea of giving it to me at my 50th birthday as a surprise, which it certainly was.
Big surprise.
Very overwhelmed, and I'm a very lucky man. Yes, yeah, and they've done a magnificent job.
So we were talking with Dacky before, and we were talking about the fierce, you know, how you would just go out and try and beat the other guys, and you know, you were so fierce. But now it's great to see everyone, and you're all mates, and you're all sharing great time. So what do you expect for tonight?
What this industry brings, it's okay, there's rivalries and there's mateship, and what we did in the years past, 30 years ago, yeah, it was fierce, and today we're all good mates, and it's great. We can sit back and socialise, and it's relaxing and it's enjoyable.
Absolutely. Now I asked this question, I'm going to ask you again. Do you wish you had the modern day bike now when you were riding back in the 80s? What's your answer to that?
Wow, I think, God, if we go back, have a look at what we had, and you've got what we've got now. Now's an armchair ride. We had to work. We had to work with these. The new stuff's just incredible. It's so good to ride, but yeah, it was a good era. Our era was pretty good.
All right, Goof, mate, you enjoy yourself and have a great night.
Thank you.
Good on you. Okay, here with me now, Glenn Bell. How are you, Glenn?
Yeah, great, thank you.
Mate, what do you think of the evening so far?
Oh, it's fantastic. A lot of old faces. Roscoe has done a fantastic job getting everyone together here. And yeah, it's just great to be here again, you know, meeting all these old people now, you know, from the 80s, that's for sure.
It's quite amazing. I keep on saying this, but I'll say it again. We haven't even gone inside yet, and the night is just spectacular.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of old stories going around, that's for sure. And, you know, you've built up a lot over the years, and a lot of people you haven't met for so many years, so you've got a lot to talk about.
So, who here tonight haven't you seen for a long time, and you've actually gone, oh, where, there's so-and-so?
Trevor Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he's got K&J Thomas motorcycles down here. I haven't seen him for so many years. And yeah, Dale Britton over from WA, he was my teammate. And yeah, probably 20 years ago was the last time I saw him. So he's got a Honda dealership over there now. So yeah, there's so many faces. It's great to meet up with them.
Glenn, thanks for your time and enjoy your night. I'm sure it's going to be a sensational night. We are raising money for Challenge, the Kids for Cancer, so have a great night, enjoy yourself.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Good on you, mate. Okay, here we have found the none other than one of the Flood brothers, Trevor Flood. How are you, Trevor?
Good, thank you, good.
Mate, what do you think of tonight so far?
The Roscoe, the person who put this event on, has done a fantastic job. So yeah, look, you couldn't wish for anything better. It's really good, yeah.
So tell me, how good is it to catch up with all your old rivalries and all that sort of stuff, do a bit of bench racing? How good's that?
It's been fun actually, yeah. I didn't realise how many people we actually knew, you know. But it's been quite good, yeah. And everyone's excited about the whole night, so yeah, good.
So it's great to see we've got a lot of old bikes here and stuff. Now, I believe, is this one of your bikes here beside us?
We're not quite sure. The owner of it was talking to me before about it, and we're trying to analyse if it was one of mine that went to Perth or whatever, but yeah, not quite sure. But anyway.
It'd be great if it was though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, great for him, yeah. Yeah.
All right, now I believe also too you're getting presented with a Mr. Motocross trophy tonight as well.
Yeah, well, we missed out years ago to get our trophies, but looks like, yeah, they're coming through, which we can only thank one guy, and that's Roscoe, yeah.
Yeah, he's done a fantastic job tonight, and also too, like, we're raising money for the Challenge Foundation, which is really good.
Yeah, well, that's, well, the major point of view is that everyone's donated certain things and that, but and Roscoe's efforts have been put into this, but for the kids, whatever the donations are that are coming across is a fantastic effort, and you know, couldn't go to a better cause. Yeah.
All right, we won't hold you up anymore, but have a great night, Trevor, and it's great to talk to you.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Okay, I'm here with Australian legend Laurie Alderton. How are you, Laurie?
Very good, thanks.
Mate, what do you think of tonight so far?
It's outstanding. I think it's unreal seeing all these people here. Yeah,
yeah, it's quite amazing. It's when you walk around the room, you see all these Australian legends, and it's great to see everyone getting on so well.
Yeah, I've been trying to move around and meet people, but I keep getting stopped every 6 foot, so I haven't made it halfway around yet.
Yeah, it's a bit like that. Yeah, you walk sort of 5 feet and you see people that you haven't seen for a long time, haven't you?
Right, yeah, it's great to see.
All right, Laurie, mate, you enjoy your night and I hope you have a great time.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. Okay, I'm here with Australian legend Jeff Leask. How are you, Jeff?
I'm extremely well, Macca, and I tell you what, it's pretty good to be here, yeah, very, very chuffed.
It's amazing, like we actually haven't even gone inside yet, and it is just, the place is just a buzz.
It's screaming. Yeah, so many old faces, and yeah, so much energy in the room actually. There's plenty of energy, yeah.
So who here tonight have you caught up with you haven't seen for a long time?
Oh, well, I'll tell you what, we actually need name tags on the shirts because you know, we're going back a fair while here, mate. Can we do the math on it, or can you do it?
Well, I can't do the math, but you know,
we're talking
I reckon
30 plus years. So
but the strange thing is, we're all wearing suits. Like, how can you recognise anyone in a suit?
It could be a little bit harder. I mean, obviously the hair colours have changed. At least mine has changed a little bit. But oh, look, there's lots of people here, and it's just such a good feeling to come back together. It's obviously a huge reunion of people from a certain era bike racing, which probably we could say was a golden era, and it's just a privilege to have been a part of it.
Absolutely. Now, also tonight we're here to raise money for the Challenge Foundation as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've actually, from a KTM perspective, been involved with Challenge for quite a few years, and with the Ride for Kids events, and look, to be here tonight, back supporting Challenge, yeah, couldn't be here for a better reason.
Okay, mate, I won't hold you up any longer. Go inside, enjoy yourself. Thank you for talking to us, and have a great night.
You make sure you have a cold beer tonight, mate. I'm a bit worried about you.
Oh, no, I'll be fine. Let's
Thank you.
get those. Okay, we're just about to go into the Palladium room. We're going to see some fantastic motocross history here. Already there's lots of riders assembling. I can see Anthony Gunter, Stephen Gall, Craig Dack. They're all here. They're all going to have a great night. Let's go and have a look.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 7 legends of the Mr. Motocross, Trevor Clark, Gary Clark, more applause please for the 76, 77 and 79 champion Anthony Gunter. On introduced in Marie a few weeks ago, well done, Rob. The 4-time Mr. Motocross, 1978, 80, 81 and 82, hands together for Stephen Gall. Keep going for the 1983 champion riding for Suzuki, Ray Cook Vandenberg. From 1985 to 1986, Jeff Leach. And the 4-time Mr. Motocross, 1986, 87, 88 and 90, Jagger, Ray Dack. Ladies and gentlemen, the 7 legends of the Mr. Motocross, Trevor Clark, Gary Clark, Anthony Gunter, Stephen Gall, Ray Vandenberg, Jeff Leach and Craig Dack. You're simply the best. Thank you very much for coming along tonight. Round of applause for Trevor. I can remember all the things that all of you guys did, and in particular in your era, Trevor, was fantastic, and I'm sure you got some wonderful memories.
I can actually remember you at Seymour, I think it was, on a bike. I think we spoke to each other when you first started. I'm not sure if it was Seymour. Yeah, but anyway, I'd like to thank Roscoe Holden for the wonderful night he's put on for the cancer report. no one could have done a better job, you know. So, and the rest of the guys, I'm sure they all think the same. So, yeah, I'll just pass you on to someone else now. I don't have much to say.
Gary, 1975 Mr. Motocross, and we've literally only just met. I watched you from the fences, watched all your stunts and all the things that you did over a long period of time. I've even got some photos lurking around at home of your motocross traits, and an extraordinary career. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Dan.
Some fond memories?
Oh, yeah, really.
Very fond memories.
I was picking up
a lot of years gone by.
What about your voice?
Great memories.
Some great races.
Picking up everything.
Great races.
What about favourite tracks? Places that you know, special memories, favourite tracks, special rivalries.
Yeah. Favourite track was when we went to Toowoomba in Queensland. That was a normal European track on English motocross track. No, they had some downhills and uphills. But other tracks, Amaroo was different. It was oil. Keep the dust down.
What about the beautiful blue bull taco?
Oh yeah, well,
it's not that.
For you know, a couple of years ago. And no, the Mark 7 bull taco, it was still good, even when we got KDMs, you know, in 78. And you know, they were still a good bike, but they rolled it up and that's what happens.
Yeah, life moved on.
Yeah. And I'd like to thank Roscoe for letting us do one. It's fun. It's so fun.
Gary, when you look at today's industry and you look at what the kids are doing on bikes now, Supercross and the rest of the industry's evolved in so many ways and matured in so many ways.
Oh, it has, because in our days we used to be a certain age to even ride a bike. I don't think we had one before we were 14. And no, that's the biggest difference. But, you know, like, they come up and they're great riders. God, you look at what they do, you just can't even compare.
It's breathtaking.
Yeah.
The 1976, 77, 79 champion Anthony Gunter. He's got a mic, he's already organised. I had to verify this with you drunk as you walked out there before, because I spotted your name in an entry list at Taree the other day. You're still blazing?
I wouldn't say blazing, but I had a bit of a ride around on the oil track, short circuit, and Steve had a blast around as well. He was going a bit quicker than I was until he hit the deck. But it's all good fun, a lot of champions up there, a lot of road race champions, dirt track champions, and some of us old farts having a bit of a flog around. It was good.
Have you maintained connection with these guys, or is this the first get together in a long time?
Probably not so much with Gary and Trevor, but with I keep in contact with Steve, and Jeff is boss and some PM deal, and Becky I see at some races every now and then. So every now and then I catch up with him when he comes to a vintage meeting.
Any special moments for you? Special event, special track, great rivalry, anything that you can single out?
Well, I think everyone knows the great rivalry was with Steve. Probably great moments, I suppose, would have to be 79 Mr. Motocross final. I got the special Suzuki's flown out for that final race, and going into that race, had to win all 4 races. Luckily enough, I was able to pull that off and win the title. And I think going into the last race, or that last round, there was 3 points between myself, Steve, and Graham Smythe. So it was that was a pretty special moment. And as far as tracks go, again, like Gary said, Mountain Man was always good up there at Toowoomba. Wallen, I like Wallen down here in Vic. And there's also Southern Cross over in West Australia, which I really liked as well.
George, 4-time champion. We saw you in action over a long period of time, very successful. Stayed in the industry, did some 4-wheel stuff as well. I see you're still pretty fit, you're still munching celery and doing all the rest of it, aren't you? Still doing all that?
Well, Cromo, I don't know about celery, but I try to stay fit. Yeah, it's part of being me. I really enjoy that part of life, and the sports give me so much and really gave me a lot back in the day when I was fit, and they gave me a lot of titles because of that reason, so it's no reason to stop now.
The battle that Anthony spoke of between you that existed over a long period of time, some great memories for all of us, tremendous racing.
It was. Anthony and I had a really good career together with having fun off the track as well as battling really hard on over run. We had some good times. But that's what it's all about. And you don't see too much of that these days with the young guys, which is a shame. But no, we certainly had a good time, and I've got some fond memories of all of these guys, not so much the boys down the end there because they were a bit older than me, and I didn't really race against Gary and Trevor as much, but certainly here on in it was some great days, and fearful of this guy in one particular year, and then I knew this guy was coming up, and he was just awesome when I watched him as a kid. Jeffrey was just so talented, and of course Craig was a special guy that was very close to me for quite a long while. We did a lot together and a lot of fun together, and I think we both motivated one another through that era, so it was good times.
You seem a bit of a benchmark in the day for your physical fitness and preparedness, you know, that you kind of took that to a new level, and it was something that was happening overseas and you adopted it very strongly here.
Yeah, it was something that I saw when I first went to America. Anthony and I went over there in 1980, and I tell the story very, very well because, didn't we, Anthony? We got our butts kicked. We're at Saddleback Park, a lot of the top local guys only, nobody any factory riders, and we were back behind 15, weren't we?
Those yanks were really on their game, their fitness, and you know, it was a bit of an eye-opener for all of us, I think, when we were over there.
Yep, and in the gym that we trained at, remember it had no easy way.
Right.
And that really stuck in my head. There is no easy way to this sport, and if you're going to be good at it, you've got to work really, really hard, and all of these guys have done just that, and it just requires a lot of hard work.
The industry's evolved so much and matured, the machine has changed, the fitness regimes have changed enormously, but you guys were the pioneers in many respects. Did you feel proud of having been part of that whole process?
I certainly do. The fact that I sort of brought in some aspects to the sport that maybe weren't there quite before I was, but I still think that given the way all of us guys sitting up here, that the guy that really needs a notoriety is the guy standing beside you, and that's Vincent Tesorero. Without Vince's forward thinking, it just wouldn't be here.
We'll come back to it. Let's get across to Cook here. 1983, Mr. Motocross champion, and I can't remember whether it was a video or a still, Ray, but I saw that you were reacquainted with your bike not so long ago. That would be pretty cool.
Crompo, I'm probably one of the most fortunate people on this planet in regards to I've got the best group of mates who decided a couple of years ago that it's been brought to my attention why don't bring up buy an R500, build your old bike, blah blah blah. I just thought there was never an opportunity, or I could never conceivably do it. I got a bunch of guys who decided they would do this treat for me for my 50th birthday, and I was presented with it last November. Greatest gift on earth. It really is fantastic.
That's pretty cool. What about you, mate? Special memories? I mean, it was a big year in 1983. You got the job done. A lot of competition that year.
Well, I was pretty fortunate. Like, number one, Mr. Motocross over there, Trevor Flood, decided how about you come in under my team, and having him on side was just the biggest benefit you'd get there. He would just generate so much positiveness every time we got to the track, and I know Gawley and the rest of them, when Trevor was there, you know, you put in this extra effort, and someone had to stop this bloke getting any more out of this, eh? So, yeah, it was time and things were working well, and yeah, we decided, let's go for this and put on the line, and we come out on top. It was good.
Nice to see old friends tonight.
Yeah, no, best bunch of blokes and everyone within this room. It's fantastic.
Jeffrey, 85 and 86, Mr. Motocross champion. You went on and parlayed that into an international career as well. You're still in the industry to this day. Extraordinary achievement and congratulations. What about for you? Special memories back in the day?
Oh, there's a lot of great memories, of course, you know, and probably too many to mention. You know, like, I think racing at Amaroo Park was a special, particularly the grand final. Vince would amp it up with double points and stuff like that. So that was, that was always a great. Although the track wasn't a rider's track, the atmosphere was always sensational coming down the final round there, and that was always a special memory. The crowds back then were phenomenal, and that's something we don't actually see. Honestly, I think if you talk about, I don't care if it's bike racing, car racing, anything, you don't see the crowds like you had back then, and that was, from a competitor's point of view, to have spectators, that really motivates you when you see the crowd. So whether it was, I think some of the memories are probably going up the straight of Broadford and there's 10 deep, and I can actually pick out my old man there with a big bitter or something cheering me on. So they're probably some of the best memories, actually.
Jeff, after the success here, you, as I said before, basically traded that into an international career, and even though the boys had done spot trips here and there, you actually made a commitment, you went overseas, and you probably demonstrated to a lot of people back in the industry here that Australians could do it, and you did a great job of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, super fortunate obviously to get two Mr. Motocross titles, and I have to credit really those to Gary Ben, who came on board as my mechanic and really turned my program around. And then obviously the decision to go overseas after that, I always obviously had his aspiration to go overseas, race in America, race in Europe, and we went to America and raced and had 3 seasons there, and some ups and downs, but generally, had some good results. We're up the pointy end and sort of big groundbreaking probably for an Aussie going there doing that, and we had limited resources. No one knew who Australians were, and you had to sort of make the best of it. So, that was a lot of fun, and then obviously on to Europe, and I was able to experience that as well at a high level with Honda, and definitely had a great racing career. Had a lot of fun, and don't regret a moment, and obviously learned a lot off the guys down the line here. We've all had a lot to do with each other at the time, funnily enough. If you think about the people that are lined up here right now, I mean, whether it's Grant or Steve, particularly with me, and even Gorf and Daka, we've all been training together, riding together, and helped develop each other's careers, in all fairness.
Were you, yes. Did you have the opportunity when you were young to see Trevor and Gary and those guys doing their thing in the mid-70s and really setting the tone back then? Were you inspired by some of what you saw?
Yeah, 100%, because, I used to, like any kid, you'd go down the corner store, not like today when it's all instantaneous on your mobile phone, you'd have to wait a little while and then go to the news agent. We used to go every day of the week to either get the revs or the motorcycle news or the motocross action or whatever. I was the biggest fan as anyone, and then you'd read about guys like Trevor or Gary, and you look at this Mr. Motocross series and you just go, wow, how good's that, and that was inspiring, and that definitely drove all of us, I think, for sure.
Back up. Wake up. One thing. Fourth time Mr. Motocross, 86, 87, 88 and 1990. Should we keep the title? I've still got it, right? Last one. What about yarns? Come on, you've got to tell us a yarn. There's got to be something that happened over the period of time that you can share with the audience that I don't enjoy.
There's some between 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. in the afternoon, and one's after that. It was... what you said to Jeff there, being motivated about, the predecessors here that sort of built my enthusiasm up to race the Mr. Motocross series. And I certainly think, what we've all done is something special, as we can see here tonight. But the golden era, I think, was the Stephen Gordon, the Anthony Gunter era. That's when Vince was in his prime with his promotion, and had Pepsi and Q Cola and Maya and Golden Breed and all these massive, multinational companies, as they are now anyway, that were involved in the sport, and that's what drove me to sit on the rocks at Emery Park back in the day and somehow work out a way to be like one of those guys, and to win that first championship in '86 was something that was certainly very surreal, because I saw these guys as action heroes basically, and to be able to emulate what they did, or it was still to this day, it's just pinch yourself stuff. So it was a very, very special time in motorsport, and I think what's super nice about it too, most of the guys that are sitting here now are still involved in the sport in some way or another, and that's pretty good for the future of our sport. And you know, we were very fortunate and lucky to achieve what we achieved. But these days, I'm still paying riders to try and I'm paying riders more than I ever got paid to try and do, you know, to keep driving the sport forward. So it's a privilege.
Remember your first bike? What was your first bike?
QA50.
Weapon? What a weapon!
It's a Honda. I got one. I had one restored about 6 years ago, and it sits in my house.
What about, do you have any recollections of the first race?
Well, back in New South Wales, which I'm originally from, you weren't allowed to race then up until the late 70s, I think, until you were over 16. So we had to do gymkhanas then. So ride around witches' hats and do wheelies and slow races and all that stuff, which I think is a pretty good thing. It taught you a lot of skills. But you know, the first actual race I had, I think, was at Mount Kembla up in New South Wales in Wollongong, and one of the great tracks in Australia.
Yeah, well done, QA58. Let's go back across the gang here. Fred, do you remember, we'll just get you to grab the microphone again, you tell us about your first bike and your first race. Give us some of those recollections.
I think my first ACU race, or whatever you call it, was with Jack Pengelly in the junior race. I remember he had a broken gearbox, and anyway, I ended up beating him on the last corner for a gallon of oil and oil, I think it was, yeah. But I had a Suzuki 80, which I sold to Gary later, and he made it into a really good bike, yeah. But, yeah, so that's about it.
Gary, you've got some recollections you can share with us there. And I'm also interested in just how it all worked for you guys in that era as well. Was it just something that you were, naturally able to adapt to? Was it something that you worked hard at? How did it all kind of work in those days?
No, I think those days we didn't work hard at it. We just enjoyed the fun. But the thing was, we didn't really have any money. We just we bought our own bikes. I think I worked at Skycraft Coats and done the engines on them when I was 14. And I bought the first bike, and Trevor bought his first bike. Was working with Leon Street, building houses. And then I bought our 80cc trail bikes, as they were called those days, of Mayfair's in Elizabeth Street. Norman Jenkins was a bloke, and I think Rob Phillips, that's his mate. And yeah, we ended up buying a bike, and then I think I was underage, I was 15, I think it was, and we tuned up Herman's bike. And Bert tuned it up and got it going, and I went out in the first race and won 125 acres on an 80. It wasn't that. Only because we had the experience of the old, like Bert and like Speedway. Open the dirt to keep the wheels in line. That's all you had to do. Do that, keep the wheels in line, but don't go slow when you're going straight. How did we get them all off?
It was nice and simple in those days. They smelt better back in those days.
We brought up as kids. And if you didn't do it, you were weak.
What about you? What about you, Grant? You can remember first bike, first race, early days? Give us a couple of yards.
Well, again, New South Wales, you couldn't really race until you were 17, and they did bring in schoolboy trials, so I started doing that. Then I did a bit of sporting trials, and when I was 17, I was first year in, I won the New South Wales 125 titles, so that's pretty much my first title, and yeah, just went on from there, I guess.
I was very lucky to be brought up on a farm southwest of Sydney with 11 acres of property, and my dad raced Shetland ponies, so I had plenty of grass, and we had our own track in the backyard. My dad and his mate used to race go-karts around, so I was very, very lucky to have the first Yamaha mini bike that ever came out. It was a JT 160cc, and they say something about black, that once you go blue, you always stay blue, you know? And, excuse the pun.
Yeah, tidy, Gordon, tidy.
So I've stayed blue all my life, and my first race was actually close to Anthony. It was in Nowra. It wasn't Wollongong, but Wollongong was probably the second venue, but Nowra at, what's the name of that track? Yarriok, no, not Yarriok, but the one that was up a little bit from there. It was a very early, Nick Hamer, actually. That was the first race and all good fun.
Right? I was different in regards to say the least. Dad gave me the opportunity to ride mini bikes, and I did 2 or 3 races and hated it. I just, after watching all these guys since I was 3 years old doing 15, 20 lap races, and we get to the mini bikes and it was 3 lap races, and I just hated it. So I said, I don't want to do this anymore, so we just went trail riding. Went trail riding until probably the age of 16, and then decided, I said, Dad, I reckon I want to go racing again. So from the age of 16 to 19, I lined up Mr. Motocross. So yeah, I was fortunate. And for all of you, you took it to the nth degree, which is fantastic to see. About you two maniacs down the end, what about something that's just a little bit different? Who did you really dislike racing? Was there somebody you just really hated and you just wanted to fire him over the bars every time you got a chance? Come on, give me something. Come on, Leslie. It must be somebody.
I think like all good races, when you get on the start line, you hate everyone, you know, you just want to beat all of them, you know, so it's a true story. I mean, there's no friends when you go on the track, and you do what you have to do, you know, that's the bottom line. So, I don't know. I mean, you hate someone too much, I think it kind of affects how you race, in all fairness. You know, you're too focused on that one person, so you just got to spread your hate around.
Spread your hate around. Share the hate. That's the t-shirt you can call. Share the hate, Duncan.
I'm not going to buy into that, but I have got one story I'd like to share. And one of my favourite riders when I was sitting on the rocks at Amaru Park there was a bloke by the name of Mark Pace. Pacey, where are you? He's here somewhere. Stand up, where are you? There he is. There he is. That was ugly as man.
He's another maniac.
He was just a real flamboyant rider. He was rip shit bust. I don't think he won much, but he was super fast. But he always crashed, but super fast. And you want to get it? Had a couple of club days, maybe. But anyway, partly, you know, we talked a lot about Vince's way to get sponsorship for people. Pacey was sponsored by Kentucky Fried Chicken, which as we know now is KFC. So I lived with Pacey for a couple of years, so we're good mates. And he was telling me this story, that him and he used to have this mascot, this chicken, that used to go to all the races. So he was the same bloke that used to go to all the races, and he used to dress up in his chicken suit and stand next to Pacey on the starting line. So Pacey, you know, consistently gets to about the 3rd lap and cartwheels down the track. So anyway, he's come around, he's laying on his back. As he's woken up, he's got this chook standing over him. Going, Pacey, are you alright? Pacey thought he'd gone to heaven before the chooks. True story.
I think on that meeting note, it's time to celebrate the 7 legends. Would you put your hands together, please? For Trevor Flood, Gary Flood, Anthony Thomas, Stephen Ball, Ray Bamberg, Jeff Leach, and Jacka. Great Jack.
Living on the big now. Living on that thing on the one quick, but then on the big now. bid. At $1,100 bid at the back. At $1,100 anyone else want to play for one? At $1,100 first call. Second call. Third and final call. And $1,200 new player. At $1,260 spot. Doesn't that put you up, sir? Strong and tough. Just hang in there. 1,200. Third year. Come on. Why the whistle over the wall we got? Come on, big fella. 1,200 here. One more. Yes. No. 1,200. Head scores at 12. Head 1,200 first call. Second call. Third and final call at $1,200. I'll be very well done. What's up, you all?
Okay, now we're going to get, patriotic, I reckon, Ross. Team Australia jersey. Magnificently framed 1986 original Team Australia jersey. Signed by multi-Australian champion Trevor Williams. Kindly donated, of course, by Trevor Williams. So let's get patriotic.
Come on, this is the Team Australia, ladies and gentlemen, circa 1985. Ladies and gentlemen, not forget, if you've got any questions about anything to do with insurance or anything, go and see the table 36, go and see Chris Gray on Shannon here tonight. Step onto this one, not number the only one I mentioned. So team jersey, Australia team jersey, circa 85, 86. What have we got to go? We've got $200, 500, 200, 200 for hand 10. How many? 1,000? I've got 200 here, sir. I don't want to go backwards. I've got 300 now. That's 300 big now. 500, that's better. There we go, the right way. 500, 600 is getting bigger. That's 600 big now. 600 big now. That's 600 big now. $600 big. Take him here in the back. That's $600. That's 670. Next to it. That's 70 the shirt. Enjoying a blows away. That's 700 big now. That's 700 big now. Not even touching the stars. I'm sure 700. That's 700 now. First call. Second call. Third and final call. Where is it? 750. Thank you. 750. I'm taking him here. 750. 750 where? 8. There's you and 8. 800 you start at 7, what can I do? 800 bid now, take another 50 quickly, and $800 first call. Second call, third and final call, and $800. George, well done. What's your table number?
What's the name?
sound take you away. Last night I only let him slip, and so I wish that I could stay. Before the thing could answer me, well, someone came and took the lamp away. I looked around, a lousy candles all out. Well, you don't know what we can find. Why don't you come with me, little girl, on a magic carpet ride? Well, you don't know what we can see. Why don't you tell your dreams to me? Fantasy will set you free. Close your eyes, girl. Look inside, girl. Let the sound take you away. You're the real thing. smoking lightning. Heavy metal thunder, racing with the wind, and the feeling that I'm under. Yeah, I gotta go make it happen. Take the world in a loving embrace. Fire all of your guns at once and explode into space. Like a true nature's child, we were born to be wild. We can climb so high, I never wanna die. Born to be wild. Born to be wild. Get some motor running, head out on the highway, looking for adventure, and whatever comes our way. Yeah, darling, go make it happen. Take the world in a loving embrace. Fire all of your guns at once and explode into space. And like the true nature's child, we were born to be wild. We can climb so high, I never wanna die. Born to be wild. Born to be wild. All you've got is this moment. 21st century's yesterday. You can care all you want. Everybody does, yeah, that's okay. So slide over here and give me a moment. Your moves are so raw. I've got to let you know. I've got to let you know. You're one of my kind. I need you tonight, 'cause I'm not sleeping. There's something about you, girl, that makes me sweat. I'm lonely. Can't take it all. Gonna live my life. So slide over here and give me a moment. Your moves are so raw. I've got to let you know. I've got to let you know. You're one of my kind. Oh. I need you tonight, 'cause I'm not sleeping. There's something about you, girl, that makes me sweat. So hard to feel. I'm lonely. and give me a moment. Your moves are so raw. I've got to let you know. I've got to let you know. So slide over here and give me a moment. I've got to let you know. I've got to let you know. You're one of my kind.
Segregate, mediate, alleviate, try not to hate. Love your mate, don't suffocate on your hate. Designate the lover's fate. One world state as human freight. The number 8, a white black state, a gentle trait, a broken crate, a heavy weight, just too late, like pretty Kate, as sex all night, a death state, appreciate, depreciate, fabricate, emulate, a truth dilate, special day, the animal we ate, guilt debate, the edge serrate, a better rate, a new thyroid, to liberate, fascinate, deviate, reinstate, liberate, to moderate, recreate, or detonate, annihilate, atomic fate, mediate, clear the state, activate, now radiate, a perfect state, a food on plate, gravitate, the earth's own weight, designate, love is fate, at 98 we all rotate, hallucinate, desegregate, mediate, alleviate, try not to hate, love you mate, suffocate, on your own hate, designate, love is fate, a one world state as human freight, the number 8, a white black state, a gentle trade, the broken crate, a heavy weight, just too late like pretty Kate, as sex all night, now death is state, appreciate, depreciate, fabricate, emulate, truth dilate, a special date, the animals relate, guilt debate, the edge serrate, a better rate, a youth irate to liberate, fascinate, enthusiate, and reinstate, liberate, to liberate, liberate.
rather ride on my motorcycle. And I don't want to die, just want to ride on my motorcycle. Late last night, the other day, I thought I'd go up and see Ray. So I went up and I saw Ray. There was only one thing Ray could say was, I don't want to tickle, just want to ride my